Look up. Every star, every planet, every distant galaxy. It all came from somewhere. For millennia, the answer was always a story, a myth, the story of the cosmic egg. We are seekers of the ultimate truth, and we're going on a journey to the absolute beginning. From the shimmering, fertile waters of the Egyptian Nun to the vast, silent void of the Norse Ginnungagap, across all cultures, one common, impossible theme emerges. The universe was born from a single, perfect, enclosed container, a luminous egg. In Vedic tradition, there is the Hiranyagarbha. Before anything, there was this shining golden germ floating on the primal ocean. When it split, one half became the heavens, the other the earth. And from its core came Brahma, the creator. The same narrative echoes in Finland's Kalevala, where the world is born from the egg of a divine duck, and in the Orphic mysteries of ancient Greece, where the primordial deity Phanes burst forth from a silver egg, a being of light and pure mind. Now, fast forward to the 20th century. Scientists, armed not with scrolls but with telescopes and radio receivers, looked back at the origin of everything. Their finding, not a golden embryo, but something arguably more bizarre, the Big Bang. It wasn't an explosion in space, but an expansion of space, starting from an infinitesimally small, incredibly hot and dense point called a singularity. Think about this. In myth, we have an egg, a finite enclosed container holding all potential. In science, we have the singularity, an enclosed point containing infinite density. Both concepts describe a state of ultimate potential before the physical universe we know existed. The vocabulary is different, gods versus physics, but the structure of the story is uncannily similar. But the real mystery begins with the smoking gun of the Big Bang, the cosmic microwave background radiation. This is the oldest light in the universe, a faint, uniform glow coming from every direction. It's the cool-down afterglow of the universe's first moments, the skin of the early cosmos. Scientists studying this CMB noticed something incredible about its uniformity. It was too smooth. The temperature variations were tiny, meaning the universe expanded so rapidly from that singularity that there simply wasn't enough time for it all to equalize. Something else must have smoothed it out. This deep structural resonance between myth and modern physics hints at a profound truth about the human mind's capacity to conceptualize the absolute beginning. The myth-makers, lacking the tools to measure the cosmic microwave background, CMB, or calculate the Friedman equations, used the most perfect, self-contained metaphor available: the egg. It is a symbol of potential, closed, whole, and pregnant with the promise of life, mirroring the singularity's description as a state of infinite potential energy and density. Their intuition, spanning continents and millennia, centered on the idea that the universe must be a self-contained system that originated from a state of total unification. That this ancient intuition is validated not by a single scientific theory, but by the entire unfolding tapestry of modern cosmology, from the Big Bang to inflation to the multiverse, lends a powerful, almost spiritual weight to the scientific endeavor itself. It suggests that the quest for knowledge is not merely about accumulating data, but about rediscovering the deep, organizing principles that our ancestors encoded in their foundational narratives. Enter cosmic inflation. The theory posits that in the first tiny fraction of a second, a period shorter than you can blink, the universe expanded faster than the speed of light. This inflationary epoch took the microscopic singularity and blew it up to cosmic size. And this is where the mythical egg truly starts to whisper back to us. If the Big Bang was the hatching of our cosmos, and inflation was the rapid cracking of the shell, then what was outside the egg? The most mind-bending extension of inflationary theory is the multiverse. It suggests that inflation, once started, doesn't stop everywhere. Our universe is just one bubble or pocket that formed when inflation briefly ceased in our region. In this model, the cosmic egg didn't just hatch once, it's hatching constantly, producing an infinite number of other universes. Think about the Orphic myth again. The primordial egg contains Phanes, a god of light and creation. But the Orphics also believed that outside the egg was the deity Kronos, the personification of time, and Ananke, the personification of necessity or fate. These were forces that existed before the egg. What if Kronos and Ananke, time and necessity, are simply the scientific forces governing the multiverse, the framework in which our particular bubble, our cosmic egg, was allowed to hatch? The sheer improbability of our universe existing has led to the concept of fine-tuning. The constants of nature, like the strength of gravity, the electromagnetic force, or the density of the early universe, are perfectly balanced on a razor's edge. If the energy density was off by even a tiny fraction, no stars, no galaxies, no life would have formed. It's almost as if the egg was deliberately, painstakingly crafted to create this outcome. And here is the true philosophical cliffhanger. If the multiverse is real, our universe is merely one possibility among infinite possibilities. The myths told us we came from a perfect, enclosed beginning, a cosmic egg. Science, through the Big Bang, inflation, and the multiverse, is now building a framework that suggests exactly that. We are the precious contents of a highly specific, finely tuned, singular container, floating in an infinitely larger, incomprehensible void. The ancient storytellers weren't talking about astrophysics, but they spoke in the language of their time about the same profound mystery. They looked up and saw the evidence of an unbelievably fertile, impossibly perfect genesis. They named it the egg. We named it the singularity. Maybe, just maybe, the greatest revelation of modern cosmology isn't a new piece of data, but the startling confirmation that the first great myths of humanity were not just stories, but a prophetic glimpse of the universe's most fundamental truth. We are all living within the shattered pieces of a cosmic shell, and the question remains, what force, what deity, what thing was outside waiting for it to crack?